So here Zoe's working on her stop motion animation. She can use this app to photograph her paper puppet, and by moving it a little bit at a time, she can create the illusion of movement when we play it back at a high frame rate. So this is a type of stop motion animation, and the puppets are made by cutting out paper and folding and working with little brass fasteners. And most of the students will produce about 50 frames of animation, which is just over 2 seconds of stuff. So when we put it all together, it creates a nice, nice compilation for our class DVD. And why don't you skip this for now and you start your puppet, because you're next on the puppet list. So I'm going to cross you off. Brendan's done. Samantha's working on that. Okay, the rest of you are working on the class film, so I'll give you the scenes out and you can continue where you left off. So if you're bored, that means working in a these girls are working in a 3D modeling application. Actually, she's using a program that lets her stack blocks up and build things like structures. They have a tutorial that runs them through doing like kind of a picnic table and chairs, but they can really build anything with it. They have examples that other people have done. One of them's looking at a picture of a castle right now, or it's a 3D model. So it's a very basic modeling program. They don't have to worry about any of the intricacies of 3D modeling. They just work with basic shapes. And it's just like working with Legos, except in a computer.
I'm starting out with this. Can you actually get inside that house? It's small. How do you get it bigger? That one. How do you get it bigger? So you switch to that. Oh. I'm gonna like do it so that somebody else.
Yeah. Cut up over here, but make your name okay.
Katie. Katie.
Okay. There we go. Ashley. Elise, you can work on it.
I can't see yours. Maybe you should move yours up a little. I can only see. Yeah, I can't see anything. Yours needs to move down.
Talking to each other. And they're probably standing outside in Candyland, so there can be candies and stuff. And to make it talk, since the narrator's gonna be saying what they're saying, you can just randomly move their mouth around when they're talking. Or if you want to have them, it's better if you like use their arms when they're talking, like that, doing that kind of stuff. So I'll give you this scene, okay? So that's nice paper. I've been telling everyone pretty much you want to have about 10 sheets. Maybe, but really you could have more. I just don't want people to have like 4 drawings because that's too short. So if I had like about that many drawings that I could flip where there's movement happening, then sometimes I can cycle it and make it longer. And then that'll see, you can see these 2 pieces of paper have a lot of fold marks on them. The process we use for making our class film is all the students come up with a character and then they fold the sheet up really small and I have them stand in a line and throw it at a target. The 2 that end up closest to the center of the circle become the main characters in the story. We go through the same process with the setting, the time, and the place, and then students have to take storyboarding paper, which I don't think I have an example of right here, and they put together a storyboard. Here, I can probably find an example. It's a storyboard. So they come up with, if I had these 2 characters in that setting, what would happen? So in this film, the students came up with a boombox robot character, a horse. The setting is Candyland, where everything's made out of sugar, licorice, and chocolate. And the time period is a time when all things were free and everybody could have whatever they wanted. So the storyboard's like a comic book. It tells the story one frame at a time. From there, I put all their ideas together into a script that has a beginning, middle, and end. And then each student gets assigned one or two parts of the movie to make into a hand-drawn animated scene on regular paper. We just use 8.5 by 11 paper. And with that paper, they create something that I can flip. I see the movement happening, and that's the animation that they color and I put together in my editing software, and we make the class film. So in this case, we don't have a name for the movie yet. It'll probably be something about a boombox robot and a Mrs. Horace in Candyland, I think. So,
I'm done.
I'll be the judge of that.
I did 21.
Did you number them?
Yes. Wait, no, I never remember.
This is the first one on the. Okay, so let's flip it the other way because it's hard to see what's happening. Oh wait, did I hang up the picture of the house? No, I didn't. Here it is. Can you hang these on the board for me? But basically, just stick them anywhere on the board under the.
Yeah. The hardest thing is, of
The walk
course.
cycle.
Yeah, he's correct.
Walk cycle.
All you can do is make it look like walking scissors sometimes. Walking scissors. Yeah, walking scissors. There's so many stages with only very little change